Ancient medicine. Many people believe that medicine is only a good and holy thing that grants survival and grants a long life, which is true by part, but let's face it, everything has a downside. Have you asked yourself how medicine has influenced the world to what it is today? Have you ever wondered what these downsides could be? Have you ever pondered what the timelines and locations could affect medicine in its effect? Well, all these questions will be answered, so hold on to your hats and enjoy the ride. First, let's be positive. Ancient medicine was always used to help people, even in the earliest times, such as the Stone Age. These ancient people would have many diseases and could not be able to fight it, but as they tried, they successfully went through basic head surgeries, which relieved pressure from internal bleeding. It also helped them to be less exposed to many diseases. This treatment is called trepanation. Trepanation is a surgery where you make a hole in a head and let pressure come out. Once it's sealed, it means the surgery is done. This surgery was attempted by us in the 1860s while they did it in the 10,000 BCE. This is just one of the many great examples of medicine evolving into what it is today. As this goes by the timeline, let's talk about the first ever written diagnosis, which occurred in Egypt in 1600 BCE. All these accomplishments were caused by brilliant and curious minds from the past. But as they did, beliefs came into place. While we have professionals and doctors to attend us when we are in medical need, it wasn't always like that. Egyptians had some types of doctors which were like priests. This was because Greeks and Egyptians had a god of medicine. As they were close to that god, they were allowed to treat other people in need. For example, in the Stone Age, there were sources that attended the wounded and were called shamans. They used magic and superstition with their treatments. While most of the civilizations were more developed, had some sort of a doctor, as it all evolved through the timeline. Now let's talk about the present. Today there are many advances in technology that affect medicine. For example, before people had to try everything voluntarily on people or animals. But nowadays, people are starting to model what would happen to technology. As it was shown a bit in ancient Greece and Egypt, we have many different substances for many different situations. We have many more procedures that didn't exist before. We have evolved the understanding of the concept of medicine itself. As we have used it improperly and irresponsibly just for our likes and benefits, we have made it better with knowledge and wrecking it with our wants and needs. Now, for the time we've all been waiting for. Let's talk negative. As medicine can give you a longer life and cure your diseases and help your worries, sometimes, especially nowadays, life can be stretched too long with medicine, which is considered a life, but isn't. Can you imagine being in the middle of life and death, but are barely kept alive, listening to everything, but not being able to answer? That is not life. Another of our many problems with medicine are the expenses. Many people that are in need just can't be helped because they simply can't afford it. Another problem is the irresponsibility. Because believe it or not, an average of 365 people die in 1 year from intoxication from medicine like aspirin, which is more death from when people use illegal drugs in South America. One final problem that has always been a problem has been that people that go through procedures may make it or not. That is a concern that makes people prefer not to take these procedures. Take Smith Williams as an example. He was a normal adult that had a bike accident and had to go on life support as he risked everything for his survival. But he didn't make it. Remember, those are just some of the many problems that medicine has brought along with itself. As it is useful, we made it harmful. I think that medicine has an almost even amount of holy things and disasters that we have created, such as advances and curses and expenses and irresponsibility. But again, as we have done bad, we have done good. My opinion is medicine is usually a miracle to man because of how it has saved numberless lives and how people that wanted to get better could with mentality and medication. Medicine is a blessing.